Well, today is the first Monday of September, which means today is Labor Day in the United States. It's the 125th Labor Day that this country has had. The schools are out, the government's closed. It's gonna be a good day. Alright, so on the 125th anniversary of Labor Day, we're just talking about Labor Day a little bit. Like, a lot of you probably don't know that this is actually a holiday more people dislike than any other, because Labor Day for a lot of the country signifies the end of summer, even though schools have already started back down here and summer is really over, even though it's still 105 degrees every day. For some of the country, school is starting back, it's cooling off, it'll be snowing, and just not great conditions. And after Labor Day, it comes pretty quickly. There's been multiple claims about where Labor Day came from, where it started, who's responsible for it. All the evidence leads towards a man named Matthew McGuire. Alright, Matthew McGuire was the secretary of the Central Labor Union for New York City. He was tasked with creating a day of celebration, a picnic, right in the middle of New York City in honor of the hardworking American New Yorkers. On September the 5th of 1882, Labor Day was celebrated in downtown New York City. It was such a huge success, they began celebrating it every year annually. It was a massive hit with the hardworking people in New York. They were allowed an entire day off of work. They had street parades and food and speeches from prominent people in New York, all for the benefit of the workers and their families. Morale increased big time, and it became a much anticipated event every year. So, several years later, the legislature of the city of New York introduced a bill to make Labor Day a state holiday. After seeing the success it was having in New York City, 4 states quickly followed suit: Oregon, Colorado, Massachusetts, and New Jersey. By the end of that decade, 1890, Connecticut, Nebraska, and Pennsylvania had also enacted legislation for Labor Day. By 1894, 23 more states had adopted the holiday. So on June the 28th of 1894, with over 30 states already having a statewide holiday, Labor Day, the United States Congress passed an act making the first Monday of September of every year a nationwide Labor Day. President Grover Cleveland at the time almost immediately signed it into law. But why did they choose the first Monday of September as Labor Day? Well, it's actually probably not why you would think. It's actually because they needed a break. They needed a holiday to place in between July 4th and Thanksgiving. July 4th passes, there's not another holiday until the first Monday of September now, which is Labor Day. Now, we have Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday in October, but in 1894, Martin Luther King Jr. was not even a twinkle in his father's eye, so that was not a holiday in 1894. That's it. That's why they chose September, the very first Monday of September, to be the official Labor Day. Even today, Labor Day is now a holiday that is really overlooked. The day was meant to be a day for states to hold fireworks shows or companies to hold a giant barbecue or picnic for their employees to celebrate how hard their employees worked. Some places still do it, but not a whole lot anymore. These days it's a day where People just go home and rest now. That's what it's become. This day and age, Labor Day is more known for being the unofficial kickoff of the NFL season, which in fact this year is not this year, but 99% of the time the NFL starts their season on Labor Day. This year happens to be the one off year every handful of years where they start it on Thursday nights. But it's probably most known for, like I said at the very beginning, being the last weekend of summer. As you are, I'm sure, fully aware, Labor Day happens on the first Monday of September, which means the date is different every year. Well, it just so happens this year, September the 2nd, it shares its day with several other monumental events that happened in our history.
Today in history.
September 2nd, 1945, Vietnam declared its independence from France. And also in that very same year, on that very same day, September 2nd, 1945, Japan surrendered to the United States, which officially ended World War II. In 1955, Waffle House opened its very first store on Labor Day in Avondale Estates, Georgia. On September 2nd of 1666, it was the Great Fire of London. And September 2nd, 1969, the very first ATM opened in New York City, which we probably wouldn't know what to do with ourselves if we didn't have an ATM now these days. On September the 2nd of 1985, researchers dove to the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean and for the first time since 1912 laid eyes upon the RMS Titanic, broken in pieces on the bottom of the ocean floor. I want to thank you all for watching this educational video about Labor Day. I just wanted to take a few minutes and talk about Labor Day because I think it's not being used for what it was intended. I hope every last one of you do have a great Labor Day today. Get some rest, enjoy yourselves. I will be back tomorrow. I'm heading over to Georgia. I have an amazing story that I'm going to tell you guys. It's going to be very interesting. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. Don't forget, you're not supposed to wear white after Labor Day.